Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gabriel Joseph, and I almost didn't start off the video right. That was crazy. Anyways, I am the purpose-driven producer, and I'd like to talk to you today about a book that I've been reading. I've had another couple videos on it, and I'll probably do another couple more, but this is a book called Tribes by Seth Godin. Absolutely amazing book. I highly recommend that you get it in whatever format floats your boat, right? I mean, whether that's a digital download, whether that's a hard copy, whether you want to just go online, buy it, and have it shipped to your house, whatever it takes, go do it. It's like, $8 or $10. It's really not that expensive of a book, but the information that's contained in it is amazing, okay? Amazing. And so by the end of this video series, you'll probably have the whole entire book on video. Nevertheless, go get the book. It's awesome. So on page, let's see here, page 38, A Brief History of the Factory is what we'll be talking about today. And a factory that he's referring to is not only just the physical factory, right? A big, huge building that's got lots of stuff being produced in it, lots of different products. But it's also the mentality of having a job that you don't have control over yourself or your time or the things that you're doing. And so it's kind of an all-inclusive concept. But let's focus in and hone in on an actual physical factory. So there's two reasons why a factory is created, right? So the first reason is just sheer efficiency. So if I'm creating a widget and that widget takes a little bit of specialty to create, what I want to do is I want to have somebody come in, train them how to create that product or that part of the assembly line or whatever the case is. And then I want to place managers over those individuals and say, get more production with less time out of those individuals, right? So make them better, make them faster, et cetera, et cetera. So you put quotas on there, you put performance standards on there, you put all of these different things or criteria on these individuals, and you get with an equal or lesser amount of time, more production. So over time, profits go up because your production increases and your efficiency goes through the roof, right? That's the purpose of a factory. And that's been a really efficient and effective model for a long time, right? A lot of years. But ladies and gentlemen, that model is becoming really quite antiquated and archaic these days. I mean, it really is. And here's why. Because you have these individuals that absolutely, they want to go out and they want to get their own thing done, right? And they're passionate about it, and innovation is now being rewarded more than the status quo. And a factory is all about the status quo. Because here's the second reason why factories have become very, very popular. It has nothing to do with efficiency. It has to do with human nature. And human nature is, hey, I'm just doing what you're telling me to do. I want stability. I'm just going to work at the performance standard or the level that you want, and I'm not rewarded or benefited in any way, shape, or form for innovation or for doing more than what's required or expected of me, right? So that's why the factory model is dying. Anyways, so it's very, very cool. I would highly recommend that you go and you continue to read all of that. But I'd like to talk about the jump then from the factory mentality to the heretic mentality. And the heretic is the individual that sees the patterns that aren't working in their own life and in the life of a lot of individuals and says, hey, that's not acceptable any longer. And they go out and they actually look for differences and different things that they can do to change those patterns and the results that they're getting in their life, right? These are the inventors, the innovators, the individuals that stand up and say, we're not going to take it anymore. Here's a new direction that we're going to go. Come follow me, right? That's the heretic. And the jump between stability, status quo, just getting it done, getting my paycheck, doing what you tell me to do, to, hey, I'm going to make my own way. I'm going to invent my own thing. I'm going to, go create my own process. That's a big jump. And there's a lot of people that are concerned about doing that. And there's tons of individuals that have, thousands and thousands and thousands of people that have amazing ideas. And those ideas never come to fruition because of a one little 4-letter F word. And you know what it is? Fear. And if you were thinking something else, shame on you. Don't think that. It's fear. F-E-A-R, four-letter F word. Okay? So fear is what inhibits that individual. In fact, if you have two amazing ideas, let's just say you've got two amazing ideas, two individuals saying, hey, come follow me, who's going to win? That's right. In that war between those two amazing ideas, the heretic that has the least amount of fear is the one that's going to win out every single time. Hands down. That's just the way it is. So you have to eliminate that fear in your life. But you can't eliminate it, meaning you can't just get rid of all of the fear. Fear exists, and it's there for a very healthy and important reason. But knowledge is power, right? So the more you know and the more your experience is, the less fear you have of the unknown. But you still have to deal with all of those concerns of, what are people going to think, right? The criticism. And I'd say above and beyond fear, criticism is probably the number one reason why most people don't do anything. Or if they start to do something, immediately they stop. Because they can't take the criticism. They can't take the person saying, why did you do it like that? That's so stupid. I wouldn't have done it like this. You obviously didn't do your research, etc., etc., etc. And you hear it ad nauseum. The news is addicted to telling you and reporting these stories about the heretic that says, I'm going to go out and make a difference in life, and then flops on their face. This was me 3 years ago, right? 2.5, 3 years ago. I flopped on my face. It was harsh, to say the least. I don't want anybody else to experience that type of a thing. I mean, I lost everything. $23 million in real estate, $13 million in other business funds, lost all of my houses, lost all of my cars, lost everything physical or tangible or material that I possessed. Whoosh, gone, right? So the question is, what caused me to do that? And not just what caused me to do that, but more importantly, the question is, what caused me to stall for so long before I got back up on the horse to continue riding? And it was the fear of failure and the fear of criticism. I didn't want people to continue to criticize. It hurt, and it hurts. And so what the heretic does is they talk past the fear, right? So the conversation goes like this. The person who quit says, I'm not going to do it because I'm too scared because X, Y, Z might happen. Or did happen or was happening and I didn't want to, deal with that. The heretic that has a purpose, so the purpose-driven producer, he says, here's why I'm doing it. Here's what I'm passionate about. Here's what I'm doing to solve this particular problem. Here's all the people that are affected by what I'm doing for the positive. So they talk past the negative. They talk past the criticism. They know who they are, what they're about, and why they're doing what they're doing. And all of that criticism could literally fall on deaf ears for all they're concerned. And it does. It falls on deaf ears for all they're concerned because they know what they're about. Okay? So that's the jump between the factory mentality and the heretic mentality. And that literally is the jump between, how you can overcome and move forward and actually create a movement. It all starts with not having that fear any longer, or meaning finding out why it is that you want to do something, who you are, what you're about, what you're going to accomplish, and saying that is worth it for all of the fear that I feel and the criticism that might possibly come. It does not matter. I'm moving forward. And the minute you do that, you step up to be a very strong heretic. And trust me, when other people bring their ideas that challenge your ideas, if you have the least amount of fear, your idea is going to win out every single time. Your tribe's going to grow. Your leadership is going to become more solidified and fortified. Trust me, that's the way it goes. So that's a real simple lesson, life lesson from Gabriel Joseph. That's also a very good lesson from this book, Tribes by Seth Godin. Highly recommend it. What are you waiting for? Go get it. I mean, crap, it's going to take you 5 minutes to download it off of audible.com or, your iTunes store or whatever the case is. So go get it. Check it out. This is Gabriel Joseph. I am the purpose-driven producer. Talk to you later.